Today on Matt's Automotive Adventures, we get a handle on the shifter situation. Alright, taking a look at JB Fabrication custom shifters. This is going to be the solution for the transfer case in my Jeep. Well, transfer cases. I went with the D300J kit for a buggy. It looked like it was gonna work best for my application. This actually isn't meant for what I'm doing, but I figured I can use the bracket here, cut it in half, and then I can modify what I need to modify to fit my application. Comes with the clevis ends, which should go right over my current shift levers. Going to pull the seats out of the Jeep, fold the soft top back, and we're gonna jump right into getting this set up because we have 2 weekends left. Alright, a couple hours later. Sorry, I'm just trying to get some stuff done. We're on the crunch now. So I was able to reuse the transfer case bracket that they sent with that kit. It happened to work out just like that. Just had to weld the tab off of the transmission mount. It bolted onto the transfer case up there. Lines up perfectly with the doubler. And then I was able to reuse my existing cable bracket up there. There it is, attached to the 241 Rubicon transfer case. Both of them shift like butter now. It's awesome. I just got to go up top and mount the shifter to the floor. Also got to make that floor piece. So we'll drop the Jeep down and go check it out up there. Alright, and here's where we are up here. Got the shifter. Need to make a new plate for the floor with 2 holes for the cables to go through with grommets. Then I'll make a block off plate for where the old transfer case shifter was. I modified where my parking brake sits now. It's actually a lot more comfortable on this angle, and it makes room for the shifter to be right there. Alright, so we got one motor mount out. Got the engine supported right there. Got it completely unbolted from the engine. And we have it over here in the vise, getting ready to cut probably a 1/2 inch off. Alright, we got that one shortened. The driver's side is not going to be as easy though. For the driver's side, I'm going to have to cut out where the mount sits on this platform and lower that. Alright, the engine is lowered. Got the new plate in there. Just test fitting it. The whole lines up good, so I'm going to go ahead and lift the motor back up, clean the paint off, and weld that in. And I'll have a much better drive shaft angle on the front, which is one of the main reasons I did this. Also wanted to lower the center of gravity a little bit. I don't know how much lowering everything a half inch will change that, but it should do something. So it's like 10:45 at night, and we just got a call where I need the Jeep. So I'm going to close the hood, put the door back on. Thankfully just got it all back together, and we're gonna go see what's going on. So I guess we got a couple pickup trucks stuck like 10 minutes or so from the shop out here off of a side road. Thankfully I have the Jeep at a place where I could drive it again. I literally just got the engine mounts bolted back in and all the turbo piping hooked back up, and got the call, so we're heading out there. Got them out. It was a pickup truck down a snow path. Once we got that pulled up, just pulled it right out. Now we're headed back to the shop. I'll put the Jeep back in and finish working on it tomorrow. Today I need to finish this. So we did all that yesterday with a big hole right here, but that's alright. And the shifter wasn't bolted down, but I gotta say, this works amazingly. It was just like butter shifting. So can't wait to get that mounted, get that plate made up, and life will be good. So it's not very often that we get a call where I need to take the Jeep. That was the third one this year. Usually it's 3 or 4 times a year, and we're now into March, so we're pretty much at the tail end of needing to do snow recoveries. It's the usual, someone goes down a snow-covered road, gets stuck, we got it out, nothing broke, that's the main thing. I was lucky that I was at a point where I could hop back in this and use it. I just had to put the intercooler piping back on, and then we were able to drive it. Alright, that's enough jibber jabber. Let's get into making this floor piece. Got a piece of sheet metal here. Got the old piece. I'm going to flatten it out a little bit, get it traced out. We'll cut out a rough pattern that's a slightly larger size. That way I can trim it. So I'm going to get on that, and I'll bring you guys in as we go. So I've left an extra 1/4 inch around this outside perimeter here. And then we're just going to take the marker like this. Welcome to the bench mounted shear. So we have the shape roughed out. I'm gonna go ahead and start putting a bend in this to match this piece. Alright, we're gonna start manually shaping this. So I'm gonna work on this edge first. And all we do is we keep manipulating it till it's the shape we want. I'm going to put a little bit in this end now, see how flat that can sit. It's not going to take very much. So you can see that's already really close. That's following pretty well. I just gotta dip it a little bit more right here. That's almost perfect. Shaping metal isn't really that hard. It takes doing it a couple times, getting a feel for it. So if you want to get into metal shaping, just all you need is a vise and a piece of pipe. Even you don't even need the anvil. As you can see here, I'm not even using the anvil because the piece is so long. So just a piece of pipe and a vise, a rubber mallet of some kind, get some gloves. These are my old welding gloves. They have a couple holes burnt in them, but that makes them perfect for this. And just start hitting some metal. It's following that nicely. That laid down really well. And over here, I'm going to call that good on this end because right here it's got a little flare up. I'm going to put a little more radius in here, and a little bit more there. But that's should be pretty good the way it is. Yep, and that's going to be good. It's being held up by this piece and the those two weld nuts. Alright, this is the first test fit. That fits really well. Very happy with that. Now I'll go make a small piece for right there and bring you guys back in once I get that done. Okay, we have our piece bolted in. Now I'm just lining up the shifter to mark for the holes for the cables. Alright, got the 2 holes drilled. Now I'm going to thread in these large bolts of washers and use those to bend it to where I want it. Just start bending it. Gonna go get a hammer to help relieve some of the stress. Oh, that's gonna fit pretty good. I'll go ahead and get that painted and then run the cables through it. Okay, here's the plate installed. Gonna go ahead and run the cables through the grommets. Alright. Shifter is mounted. That is going to be awesome. Everything clears everything. There is a lot going on.